Tatsumaki-san perfect!
Oh, damn! You really got me there.
Fuck, no way. Come on, surely you jest.
You really got me fair and square.
I mean, you know, it's nothing. Hey.
The real-world charge time is at most about 8 hours, an essentially perfect overnight charge taking place when the humans are asleep. And even still, that only happens once or twice a week for them. For a different example, my car's got a slightly bigger battery pack than the Bolt, so it takes a little longer to charge, but even still, on this 24-amp charging station, the car reports that it will only need 7 hours and 40 minutes to get back to 80% when I plugged it in at 29%. In other words, on this charging station, my car needs about 7.5 hours to recoup half of its battery pack capacity, which is enough charge to go about 120 miles in the summer and between 80 and 100 in the winter. This is the main reason I want more people to know about and consider smaller charging circuits. They are much easier to install, yet still extremely capable. But until people have first-hand experience with an electric car, range anxiety can be a stubborn mental block. I have struggled quite a lot to communicate that there's no need to get an
One dab.
I'm coming! Oh shit, nice!
Two dead. He's down below. Yeah, it's just two. That's one left. Down below.
Oh, okay. You sure? Positive?
One more, I think.
He was in the water.
Tagged him. He's coming towards me. Oh, good.
That's it.
Nice. He tried to katana me. I'm gonna go blow up the big dude.
Outside the gate, east. There's people at Lock Bay. There's a hive alive. Yeah, they're fighting. We're good.
We're gonna go engage them. I'm down with that.
Oh, I was just gonna see if I can fit.
There's also a beetle tree here. If anyone wants some free beetles.
One dead.
You killed one? Holy shit! Look at you go, man. You're on fire.
We should push because they're
Yeah.
they're in close combat.
I'm coming. On my ping, he's necroing the guy on the roof. Necroing the guy on the roof. Get ready. Nice.
Nice.
He's above here. Fuck. Oh, what? Nice.
We're clear. That should be the entire lobby. Did we
Not
see if
to
there was
toot
a
our own
rot jaw
horn,
clue?
but that was pretty freaking epic. Oh, I have no idea where it is.
East face.
Oh, is that a fucking Dolch P? Ooh. Want the Dolch P?
Nah, I don't care about money.
Okay. I'm gonna go blow up that meathead over here. Yeah, you got him. Watch out, don't. He dropped the blue tree. Shadow.
I'm gonna go find rot jaw. You can get
You
the
want to come
bounty.
up, the other guy, do you want to come up and grab the bounty up north?
To full charge every single night. Almost nobody's real-world usage pattern requires that. I mean, are you topping up your car at a gas station every day? Unless you're a professional driver, probably not. So if you have a charging station like this, it can almost certainly be your exclusive source of energy.
Rot jaw's northeast of me, so I think that's
Definitely would
scupper.
be for me,
Okay.
even back when I had a 70-mile daily commute. And as I said before, thanks to the fact that public fast charging networks are growing rapidly, if you have a surprise errand pop up, you can run over to your local DC fast charging station, and there's probably one on the way to wherever you're going. The only vehicle class that will truly be limited by 5.8 kilowatts of charging power is large trucks. Something like a Silverado EV with its gigantic 210 kilowatt hour battery
That's a
pack
bigger thing.
would need 36 hours to charge from empty to full using this charging station.
fair.
And that's assuming perfect
is it?
efficiency.
XP.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
No problem.
Something cool over there?
Find.
No. Turns out you can ping while you're in your map, though.
Oh, like anywhere?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, I wish. That's why I was like, I wonder if they added that yet.
Let's see. On the other
Because
hand,
they should. I
that
feel like
truck
it's
has
super
a
easy.
bonker.
Situational, but I just find it neat.
There's driving range of about 450 miles, so long as it's not.
It'd be
raining.
nice for randoms mostly.
So if we go by its energy efficiency, which is reported to be about 2 miles per kilowatt hour, well, then you could still expect to get at least 10 miles of range per hour it's plugged into this thing, which certainly isn't nothing. A 12-hour charging session may only replenish a third of its battery pack charge, but when that's still over 100 miles, is that really so bad? Only you can answer that question, but I want you to ask it and think about it. I mean, that's more driving range than lots of early
over by
EVs
me
had,
somewhere.
period. So that's the main mission I had with this video. Increase awareness of smaller charging circuits and how much they can actually do. The thing is, unless you live and breathe electric car charging, you may not have realized how many charging stations can be field commissioned to match different circuit sizes. And now that I've gone over that, well, feel free to stop watching. Bye! And for the rest of you, this is what I love about electricity. It's so dang flexible. There's wires in them buildings already, and in nearly all cases, there's at least some spare capacity to go around. Getting access to it is the main challenge, but in the end, it's always a simple matter of running wires from the electrical panel to wherever you want the charging station to go. And when deciding where you want it to go, keep in mind that one of those places can be outside. Plenty of inexpensive charging stations, including the Grizzly, have enclosures which are rated for outdoor installation. And that might be a great option for you if you have, say, a detached garage with limited power, where the driveway is adjacent to the house. It's going to be way more expensive to trench new power lines out to the garage than it is to install a charging station on the side of the house. And with today's EVs that pretty much all have a range of 200 miles at a minimum, and full cars is really hard. You seriously don't have to charge it. If you're okay with charging it outside when you need to and then putting it in the garage the rest of the time, then I would highly suggest just doing that. I think a lot of people see so-called best practices as rules, when there are no rules. You can charge an EV however you need to, and having a charger at home is awesome no matter where exactly it happens to be. Now, I know that plenty of you are out there who would love to drive an electric car but can't install a charger for it because you live in an apartment building or perhaps a neighborhood with on-street parking. When I talk about how easy it is to install one of these, I don't wish to dismiss your situation. In fact, I am just as frustrated as you are because the simple fact is, all you need is wires. Multifamily housing does have unique
Master.
challenges, but really there are
What is
only
Quartermaster.
Oh, nice.
two. Who pays for the electricity which is consumed, and how do you get that power from where it is in the building to the parking lot or garage? I would love for utility companies to start spinning up programs to solve those problems, especially because right now the answer we seem to be going with is, well, DC fast charging can take care of those folks, which is just stupid. It's very stupid. It's not only unfair to expect renters to shoulder the cost of that redonkulously expensive infrastructure, which homeowners like me with private chargers rarely use, but it's a worse experience. I never notice the 5 or 6 hours my car spends charging because I'm sleeping when that happens. But you will notice how long a fast charging session takes because you're waiting for the car to charge. Honestly, I think that's what makes electric cars such a contentious issue. I spend way less time charging my car than I did at gas stations. I just plug it in when I get home and go inside. And because that's such a great experience, I don't mind that it takes a little longer to go on a road trip. But if you have to live with an EV as if it's a gas car, then routine 20 or 30-minute charging sessions suck and are a legitimate downgrade. While DC fast charging times are improving, I am very annoyed that we're spending so much oxygen covering that progress rather than explaining the simple fact that slow charging when your car is parked and
Ugh, you guys are fucking worthless. Oh my god.
30 years, whether is something that every country can at some point develop, because it truly does improve the quality of life of living so much. Anyway, that's it. Most developed countries have figured this out a long time ago, and I'm so sorry to have made this entire video off of
Get ready to cover this on the 3, 2, 1, go! Ha ha ha! Alrighty then.
Of one salty comment. It's just because I understand so much of the mindset, because that's how I also used to believe. And if this could change at least one person's mind, well, hopefully it does. But before I wrap this up with a little outro, let me give a quick word of thanks to today's new sponsor. Squarespace, if you didn't know, is your all-in-one website builder. If you want to build a website or a blog, a web store, you name it, you can build it easily with Squarespace. And Squarespace makes it super easy and convenient to hit the ground running. First, you sign up and look at their amazing assortment of professional-looking templates and choose the one that suits you best. And then you pretty much are there. You just build out different pages and make it your own. For me, when I built evidentinger.com, I made a nice-looking landing page, and then from there you can see I've got links to my web store. Build, and I added little things to sell. I also made a
all kinds of abuse during that time, That's a solid where it comes in. It fills in those defects, smoothing things over so everything runs clean and efficiently. Perovskites, in particular, tend to come with a few of these flaws baked in, and they pick up more over time, especially on the field. That's why Hubla is such a game changer. The same stressors that usually cause damage, like heat and moisture, actually reactivate Hubla, prompting it to patch over those defects again and again. It's like a photovoltaic Uno reverse torque. Here's how we managed to test the Hubla. By slowly releasing passivating agents into our perovskite material, we've been able to produce solar cells not only with enhanced performance, but also extended long-term stability in a real-world.
Ah, damn. Sorry, guys.
World conditions. To get a better handle on what passivators do, imagine the solar panel as a road for electrons. Like any road, it can take a beating. Ice, rain, wear and tear, all of which turn small cracks into full-blown potholes. Just like potholes slow down traffic, defects in PV slow down electrons. That's where passivators come in. They're like road crews patching up the rough spots so everything flows smoothly again. And here's the kicker, this self-healing doesn't come at the cost of performance. In fact, it boosts it. Hubla-treated perovskite cells reached a power conversion efficiency of 25.1%. That's right in the ring with traditional silicon panels, which typically land around 19% to the low 20s. Even more impressive is stability. In accelerated aging tests, which were run at 85 degrees Celsius under simulated sunlight, the Hubla PVs held on to 88% of their efficiency after 1,000 hours.
None of these places have light infrastructure. The traffic is a result of too many people trying to drive in the same place at the same time. That's what traffic is. You can't solve this without giving people options to get around that allow them to beat the traffic. This feeds into something that makes the argument that bike lanes are causing traffic even sillier.
Oh, come on. Left the fucking door open. Fucking idiots. This guy's oblivious, bro. I'd recommend trying to get him out.
While not touching existing traffic capacity, adding edge infrastructure increases the total carrying capacity of the road. Here's an example. For an upcoming video, I recorded evening rush hour on the live stream, counting how many cars and bikes moving towards the intersection platform. Yeah, I'm that kind of fun. Over the course of rush hour, 15% of all outbound traffic is being handled by bike lanes.
That was nice. Oh, that's fucking funny.
There's anywhere for an extra car lane without the intersection to go, so adding another traffic lane wouldn't work even if you removed the bike lane to do it. Let's say we ditch the bike lane and fill it with parking spaces or trees or something. We just made the traffic on South Park Street 15% worse during rush hour. If you think the people on bikes should be off the side, congratulations, you've just reinstalled the bike lane. So, in general, I don't think the bike infrastructure installed to date can be said to have negatively impacted traffic in the city. As far as I can tell, this is an entirely baseless claim. The second point is broadly true, but requires some context. The claim made in the letter is that the cost to build the bike network has ballooned from $25 million to an eye-watering $93 million. Let's break down the financial timeline for the network and see where it went wrong. Circa 2017, the city started planning out what a bare-bones bike network would look like and how much it would cost to build. The answer was about $25 million. The federal government agreed to give the city just shy of $21 million for a network that was scheduled to be completed in 2022. Per an April 2025 staff report, the network is roughly 60% complete if you include the interim builds. To date, building the network has cost roughly $15.8 million in total up to the end of March of this year. With other levels of government funding over 80%, that puts Halifax's contribution to the bike network at roughly $400,000 per year since 2017, or if you prefer, 0.04% of annual spending. This pattern will continue for one additional
did I hit?
A year, with there being about $8 million left in federal and provincial matching funds that are basically free money for the city as long as they're spent on bike infrastructure. My understanding is that the money evaporates if we don't use it this year. After 2026, any new work on the bike network will have to be funded entirely by the city, other funding opportunities notwithstanding. The current estimate sits at about $67 million for the rest of the network. The reason for the spiraling costs in the bike network build-out seems to be a few interrelated issues. Namely, several of the projects are more technically complicated than initially thought, often leading them to much of this relates to accommodating cars. For example, connecting the McDonald Bridge bikeway to the North End bikeway a couple of blocks away is easy if you just use the existing road space. Just cut a hole in the fence, and you're 90% of the way done in an afternoon. What makes it complicated is trying to achieve the same goal while not modifying motor vehicle traffic in any way. Once that condition is set in stone, you have to start designing things like elaborate flyovers to make the system work. It's not just bikes either. The city is planning to spend over $16 million just to acquire the land on Locust Street to add 900 meters of bus lane. Instead of either dedicating a multi lanes to road beyond transit, or making a nearby low-capacity street like Windsor into a bus priority corridor. When Halifax tries to build a high-capacity transportation system, most of the cost comes down to accommodating cars and making sure that drivers aren't impacted by the project in any way. Some of the project risks of the bike network aren't even technical, as the recent staff report listed things like delays in decision-making and scope creep. They aren't very common, but the baseline design of the network has changed over time, with some projects being dropped and others added based on unexpected obstacles and opportunities. These delays then caused projects to get hit by a wave of inflation in late 2021 and 2022, further driving up the cost to complete projects. Any project not already completed by that point was basically always going to have substantial cost overruns relative to the original baseline budget. According to Dartmouth Councillor Sam Austin's recent blog post on the topic, essentially every major construction project the city is undertaking is suffering from the same problem, not just the bike network. To be clear, I actually want to see a full accounting of how and why each project ran into so many delays and cost overruns. These on their face seem very simple, and I struggle to understand why they take so long to implement. Others, like the are complicated, but they've seemed like a tenfold increase in costs, and I'd read a report explaining exactly how that happened in granular detail. For the next year or so, the vast majority of any bike infrastructure that gets built is still going to be paid for by federal and provincial matching funds. Not building those projects is essentially spending $8 million not to build bike infrastructure to fix traffic, and I think that's really dumb. Beyond the matching funds, Halifax has to start paying for the rest of the network on its own if it wants to have one, and that becomes a question of priorities. The city is currently snarled by car traffic, and the road system in the urban core is already maxed out with no real ability to meaningfully expand capacity without spending billions of dollars on land acquisition. The only way out of this dynamic is by providing ways for people to get around that don't involve using a car. There's a worthwhile argument for focusing on transit, bikes, or a combination of the two, and in maximizing the return of the value of the money that is spent on these projects. But this isn't a problem that can be solved by staring at feet. I obviously come down to the side of funding both transit and bikes more aggressively, given that the effects of traffic congestion are exponential. Spending $1 or $2 million absorbing just 15% of the rush hour traffic on a downtown street is an excellent return on investment. To use the example from before. Every year, the city pays out more than
fuck? Change directions. He's running. Surrender now! Huh? God, if these guys don't fucking clutch this, I swear to fucking God. Oh my God! These guys are fucking worthless! Work together! Holy fuck! Oh my God! You guys are fucking garbage! You guys are garbage! Holy fuck! Where's the necro? I swear to fucking God. Is he fucking gone? Jesus fucking Christ, people! Fucking fuck! Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello! Hello, hello, testing! Can you hear me? Hello? Why the fuck is communication off? God. Fucking worthless, man. There's no way he's actually at the... Check your fucking instinct. Hello? What the fuck is going on, man? Why is it all on? Never turn that on. Hello? Check your instinct. Hello, check your instinct. There you go. There's no one within 75 meters of you, so I think you're good. Hello? I think you're clear on instinct, so you should be good, right?
Oh, did you kill him?
Yeah. Sorry, my communication settings were all fucked up that game. I finally died and had a chance to fix them.
I didn't hear him at all. I didn't hear him the death scream at all.
Ah. Jeez, we fucking chased this guy across the fucking earth, huh?
Yeah, both of his teammates are dead by the bridge. So you guys wanted to loot him.
I thought he picked him up. That's the problem.
Yeah, he did pick him up. I went and killed him.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Alright, let's go loot him.
My game crashed, man.
It's all good. It's all good. We won.
God damn, this is the longest game of Hunt I've played in
Yeah, ring
years.
around the rosy. We got him though. We got their ass.
One's dead over here somewhere, and then one's dead in the water.
Nice shooting, Tex. I guess they do have 50 health, so yeah.
Yeah, it was easy.
If he would have just ran for the hills, he would have been able to escape after our second fight. We had 3 separate fights with these people. Fuck. You see him? Where the fuck is his body?
Oh, he's sticking out of the water a little bit.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
And then the other one's on me. Yeah, I was like, why isn't this guy moving? Is he just sitting on your body? I didn't realize you traded.
Yeah, he only had 50 HP, so a body shot killed him. Are you looking for the body over there?
No. I thought it was in the back of this. The extract. Did not look at the map.
GG.
GG.
That game took a million years. What? Bro, how there's people on the same street that has power? I don't get it. Yeah, I'm gonna say, how do you do that? Unless it's like a blown out emergency, like yeah, but like if that was a plan. What the fuck? That's illegal. You should shoot them. That would be really cool. That'd be badass. I'd respect you for it, but then I'd never see you again, so you'd probably go to jail. Yeah, I know. Dude, I watched a video earlier today about like the Canadian high-speed rail thing. And apparently that's being pushed really hard, apparently, by the new liberals. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if he gets that done, it's really funny. That was like the last thing Trudeau did was like, I'm announcing the largest single project in Canadian history, and then I'm resigning. And that's exactly what happened. So yeah. He's probably in the cuck chair right now watching him get cucked. Yeah, I know, but that just adds to it, you know? What's up? I didn't get that. I'm retired.
Necroable?
Probably not, but you could try. Sorry, I just got murdered in
Me and the other guy trade it.
That's fucking actually retarded. You know, to be fair, I actually have seen them do that in a video, and it's actually pretty fucking hard. So,
He's coming up the ladder. Be careful.
Wait, how did you die?
I got just killed by the guy in front of me. We traded. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Get in, get in.
I hope so. Yeah, I don't want to go to war for Israel. It's just, I don't think we should. They blew it up. I saw that. What's wrong with your car, by the way? You're getting your tires replaced? Yeah. Bro, you don't need to plan for that. You just go and tell them to give me new tires. Go do it. Go right now, bro. You got nothing to do.
There's just one guy southeast. And one on the ground floor.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
There's two.
Yeah, sorry.
You should text message Aaron, see if he's working or at home without a power.
How close?
Very. One ping.
I don't know.
I tagged him once.
I'm in a necro.
Okay. Message him, ask him if he wants to go to movie right now, in the next 5 minutes. Why not? What do you have to lose? $10? 40? No, it's not. I don't
I'm gonna put ammo down. Do you need it?
Wait, bro, you want to see that, don't you? Oh, dude, we missed the F1 race. Who won this week?
This guy's Dolce Claw if anyone wants it.
You want to know the race of the winner, bro? That's kind of fucked up.
I'm gonna burn him. His teammates,
Killed one over here. I have 1 HP. Hiding.
Yeah, it was in Montreal.
In the courtyard, in the courtyard. I still have 1 HP. I gotta just hold.
he went back inside.
The fuck?
Wait, who?
He had his teammate on fire, right?
Canadian?
Yeah, he's burning.
Why? Wait, aren't they winning like crazy? Oh, dude, so that's huge. How did Max Verstappen do? How did Yuki do? Did he really? Holy fuck.
Down here.
Tagged him. He's one.
Nice.
That's really fucking funny, bro. Why does he suck so bad?
Should be everybody.
Bro, that's like, people would literally murder to be there. Fucked up. His dad's a billionaire. They made a live-action movie of that? Just why, man? Why? Like, I'll be honest. Everything I've seen of the franchise, I've only ever seen 2 of them. But, like, people love them. I thought they were pretty good. But, like, that's something that's definitely animation only, you know? People are dumb. Oh, wait, was it the Fantastic Four movie?
The body on the roof and then one on the train.
Oh, that's Wes Anderson. I want to watch, dude. You can watch that. That's probably the best one.
It's only 6 bodies. There
Then
could be
again,
one more
I'm
team.
a Wes Anderson fan. That's one I'd like to do a watch together with everybody. Like, I'm not. That's something I'm serious about. I'd love to do it. Yeah. I think that's good. That one I would recommend again. Mostly because I've heard it's like one of the best movies in recent days.
I think Hellbourne's Grizzly maybe?
Wait, did it really make that? Dude, that's very sad actually. More than the original, bro. God, that's actually a shame. Yeah, it just, I genuinely, I mean, maybe it's just one of those things. Maybe it's just parents, right? Which is like, oh, you know, chicken good shoot. I liked that when I was a kid, so like, you'll love it too. I don't know. Makes me sad. You know the ending of that, right? Yeah, she leaves her behind, and the director came out and defended himself. He's like, listen, it's realistic, man. Sometimes people get left behind. Especially in the times we're living in. It's like, wow, what a great message for children. Yeah, you know. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing as well. She like, there was a thing in the movie where like she tried to sign up Lilo for Medicare, and it was like, oh, well, you're not her parent, so you can't do that, so she's ineligible. It's like, that's actually literally not how it works at all, and like anyone would have told her that, you know. So it's just like blatant. I saw a funny thing. It's I never thought I'd have to defend the federal government in a Disney movie, but I guess we'd come to that. Yeah. So like, what are you gonna do? Like literally, just watch YouTube videos on your phone or something until it dies? Pretty cool. I'm in Discord if you want to. Yeah, you should shower now, because you can do that without the power on. Yeah, and... Bro, I literally shower pitch black in the dark like 50% of the time.
Don't start yet, hold on.
You feel wasted? Your day feels wasted. How's she doing? Is it time well worth spent? Or would you rather be home playing Jedi? Yeah, I'll be on if you want to hang out. I won't keep you. Go take a shower. Take a shower.
If everything comes back on, I'll join Discord.
All right, peace out.
See you, buddy.
Marketing push that actually makes transit feel cool, convenient, and worth using.
You need to sell people on the idea that public transit can be time competitive, cheaper than owning a car, and comfortable for them to use.
So my final question that I'm posing to the city is, will you actually follow through on your promise of a greener future? Real change would require more than just an initiative that creates a bold headline. But for now, that future honestly just feels like it's still stuck in traffic. I had to, it was right there.
Way back in the Stone Age, people were not able to stream their favorite shows whenever they wanted. There was no Tubi. There was no Freevee. There wasn't even a YouTube TV.
People would gather around the television like cavemen seeing fire for the first time, just to watch whatever was played for them.
Whether it was an old episode of Scooby-Doo or the breaking news of a presidential assassination, they just sat there, illuminated by the light of the television, jaws agape in wonder.
These more primitive people were also not yet used to the possibility that two shows they watched could ever exist in the same universe. Nowadays, after nearly 2 decades of a world with Marvel movies, multiverses, and Fortnite collabs, the concept of two intellectual properties doing a crossover event has been so exhausted it nearly happens every week. Did you see that the scroll from Far From Home was in Secret Invasion?
What? Did you hear that Star Wars was in Fortnite again? Did you hear that Star Wars was in Destiny? Did you see that you can spend $20 in Fortnite to get an Avatar The Last Airbender skin? Did you see that you can spend $40 in Overwatch for an Avatar The Last Airbender skin? But on the decades-long...
Is there people?
I hear Derringer noises.
Uh-oh. They can't fire without a human hand. Which terrifies me to my spinal cord. Probably above, like over beyond there. This is so not gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a try. What happened to my bullet there? Careful, there's still people behind you.
Close it, Spectre! I'm sure this will end fine.
Another team?
It better not be.
Whole server, maybe? Fucking hell.
Got Jake's in there. Nope, I still don't know how to use it.
It happens.
Full commodification of crossover events, there was something much smaller and more novelty that would happen on television maybe once a year instead of once a week. These events were
crossover episodes. What the
years. Looking back, we kind of expected crossover episodes on television to follow these movie and comic trends. But as we searched the internet to find the first true TV crossover, there was a pretty big gap between the start of crossover movies and when the trend finally made it to television.
Our best guess is that TV was still very new back when the monster movie crossover started, with a limited number of channels and a much smaller pool of fictional characters. Comic books and movies also didn't have to share a consumer space with the news and local programming.
So by the 1960s, the two forms of media had many of their own icons. Superman, Abbott and Costello, that one face on the moon, which makes it much easier to do a crossover, because if you don't have fictional characters that can meet each other, you can't do one. Duh.
Loser. So it seems this type of television episode didn't really arrive in American living rooms until
the 1980s. Jazzercise.
Shopping malls.
Communism.
What's communism?
I don't know. As far as we can tell, the first true crossover on TV came in 1982 when the show Magnum P.I., which followed a private investigator in Hawaii, crossed over with Simon & Simon, a show about two brothers private investigators. And if you're thinking, wow, those shows are very simple. Magnum P.I. only has one P.I. Simon & Simon has two. Now we're saying it's the first true crossover on TV, even though there was technically a crossover series before this, which we will be mentioning in a second, but it's an animated comic book series that doesn't exactly feel like crossing over two TV shows that had nothing to do with each other.
In the crossover episode, Magnum is hired by a woman from LA who wants to sell a wooden statue of Apollo 11. First, Simon and Simon arrive in LA looking to steal it. The brothers manage to take it from Magnum, only for him to chase them back to their hotel where he finds them with a dead body. They explain to him that they had to steal the statue back because it was actually stolen by the woman that hired Magnum, and they had been hired to get it back before the curse killed their client, which it did.
But the interesting thing is that the episode ends with Magnum catching the thief before she boards a plane back to LA with stolen money from the auction. That's the end of the episode. Or at least, that was the ending of the Magnum P.I. episode I bought on YouTube. On television in 1982, however, it was a two-part event. And if you watch the opening of the following Simon & Simon episode, it recaps the events of Magnum P.I., but with a completely different ending. They arrive at the airport too late, so Simon & Simon chase her back to Los Angeles. So it's created two endings for Magnum P.I. One for the event, the audience would be left on a cliffhanger. Magnum P.I. also the second
Back in the 1960s, Hanna-Barbera Productions was an animation powerhouse, creating some of the most iconic and influential animated shows of the time.
All the way into being they have fallen out of relevance after virtually none of them before. Whereas actually led to the
I've already considered it, so let me know what concept I think.
Just to put into perspective how current shows would feel about Bam Bam Princess or Young Man.
And the original creators of the production company, William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, had made Tom and Jerry in the 1940s for MGM.
Again, 0 Fortnite skins among them, so how influential can they be, honestly?
In the 1970s, Hanna-Barbera produced Super Friends, an animated series based on the Justice League.
Finally, a show with Fortnite clout. Super Friends was an entire crossover series due to the fact that each hero already had their own individual animated show on TV. It doesn't really count as a crossover because it was already a crossover in comics, and they're making a show of the comic book Justice League, because Justice League is the crossover. Technically, they're just animating a crossover that already happened, rather than crossing over two things on television. Now, if we were to cover every animated comic book TV show or movie, this video would be 40 hours long. So just know that the entire time the rest of this is happening, comic book crossovers are happening on TV, like, all the time.
But decades after the Flintstones and the Jetsons ended, Hanna-Barbera returned to many of their beloved television characters with a new limited series called Hanna-Barbera Showdown 10.
This is a collection of TV movies returning to the worlds of the old shows. The legacy... Ever since my parents paid for my NYU tuition, this place has been home. Ramen, tacos, all cultures are welcome here. And in the world of animation, 10 years after the Jetsons beat the Flintstones, Hanna-Barbera made a huge crossover, Bravo Doobie-Doo. Episode of Johnny Bravo made Scooby-Doo in the Mystery Game.
My car just broke down, and I was wondering if you guys could give me a lift.
Scooby-Doo actually continued to have a long history of crossover events throughout the years, but before we get to the rest, a quick word from the sponsor of this video.
Hi, I'm Tiny Tony, and I want to thank our big sponsor, Henson Shaving. Tiny Tony is so hairy, they almost call me Hairy Tony.
Ready to rumble.
And that's why Henson Shaving's Henson Razor is super cool.
Do what?
Here's the thing. Even the cheapest dollar store disposable razors will let you shave. The trick is in removing the hair without any negative outcomes to Tiny Tony's hair. Henson is on a mission to give Tiny Tony a skin-friendly, healthy shave. Henson makes their razors in an aerospace machine shop in Canada that also made parts for a Mars rover and the International Space Station. The Henson razor is made of aluminum, and its built-in 30-degree angle helps the you can also recycle the blades. Henson was looking at other razors. They noticed a consistent lack of blade support. The blades had too much bend or flex.
Gonna dip down towards lumber.
You wouldn't want the blade to be moving. You'd have less control. Tiny Tony doesn't want to mince garlic.
Probably for the best.
So why would he put a bendy razor to his tiny face? To visit hensonshaving.com.
The X-Files, where Mulder and Scully appeared. The X-Files has a lot of weird crossover connections, even sharing some characters with other TV shows. They even did a Cops crossover in 2004. Can you do a crossover with Cops? It's not a fictional show or franchise with characters. It's just nationally televising people during some of the worst moments of their lives, and disproportionately misrepresenting and sensationalizing crime in America.
Hello, the dogs to you guys. Okay, good.
Shows also got in on the action in the 90s and early 2000s as well. The Ninja Turtles did a crossover with the Power Rangers, and in the summer of 2003, the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys, both from Klasky Chupo, we looked that up, that's how you pronounce it, met up in a full movie called Rugrats Go Wild.
Yes, this is technically a theatrical movie release, but it's a crossover of two television shows, and it's also really well animated and made with a lot of care, so it deserved a mention. But if there were a mountain of late millennials or early Gen Z,
I got a team here.
Oh, fuck!
Here? Hello?
Where, inside compound? Yeah, they scared birds away. They might be leaving.
Probably, because like it might not be here. Probably isn't here, right?
You hear the dogs further out? They're leaving. We're gonna be able to come in right behind him if we're quiet.
Yeah. I don't want to alert this horse.
would be delivered in 2004 by Nickelodeon's
Special.
Two Little Brunette Boys. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour was a crossover event between Boy
Oh,
Genius Jimmy Neutron and
saw one
Fairly
right there.
OddParents' Timmy Turner.
They're running
This
towards it.
crossover was special for its very new and interesting challenge. With episodes like The Flintstones and Jetsons, Bravo Doobie Doo, and movies like Rugrats Go Wild, crossovers were made easy by the fact that they were made by the same creators.
In Hanna-Barbera's case, to do a crossover, all they had to do was cross over the hallway into the next room.
Yeah, did you hear? I said the crossover.
Yeah, I heard it right next.
With the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, however, it seems that Nickelodeon was just like, we have two animated boys
Oh,
named
I
Jimmy
grunt in front of
and
us
I
up
think
here.
They should meet. And,
They're in this building
I
up
really
top.
like that. That's a fun reason to do
Or
something.
hugging
Jimmy
it, I think,
Neutron
right?
existed in a 3D animated
They saw me. I hit him. He's
made
bleeding.
after the movie Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius was a hit for Nickelodeon in theaters. Fairly
Oh, this is so foggy, dude. No cover. You might want to send the Beatles in. Yeah, I shot him like right around here somewhere. Nice. Yeah, we don't have a lot of cover here. I'm just gonna rotate.
Okay, man.
Oh. It's fight time.
The OddParents is a clearly 2D animated show with a completely different art style made by a completely different production. The combination of these two makes it one of the most visually, let's say, interesting. Rather than bringing Jimmy into Fairly OddParents for an episode or vice versa, the show uses Timmy's access to fairy magic and Jimmy's futuristic science brain to place each of them into each other's universe, art
There's a
style
Spark
and all.
Sniper
So rather
sniper
than
that killed
looking
me,
like
so be careful
this,
standing
Jimmy
on my
joins
body.
the 2D space.
He's got
very
high velocity
seamlessly as a
Winfield.
Fairly OddParent. Timmy looks very ugly. The animators were faithful to his art style when bringing him into Jimmy's universe, which gives him a more uncanny mouth and head compared to the other characters. He's just like too sharp and too flat. That being said, this one I think does deserve
Do I
a
just
little
send it for
credit.
you? I don't even know what I do right now.
I mean, you can try, but it might not work. Just be aware.
Ooh, Spitzer!
Yeah, Sniper Spitzer.
Couldn't even see him. Oh, I can't.
Oh, you're so fucked.
Bruh, this penny shot.
How did he even see me? Okay.
And celebrating each animation style. But when we're talking about TV history, there's a very clear breakdown you can apply to see how significant a moment is. Basically,
I don't think they like that very much. Not sure if one's rotating right or not. Yep, one's rotating. Bounty's on its way from the north.
Other bounties here. I got shot by the other team. We need to move. They have snipers.
Yeah. Oh, dead. I'm about to be in trouble here. They're preoccupied. Yeah, they opened the door here. Roof. I hate explosive crossbows so much. I got a bear trap on the bot. So one's on that roof, the shed we were on, the other two are like above. To the north, yeah. Bro, where is that coming from? I got one up here. So one's at the doorway down low, one's up top, and one's up top. Dead. Oh. GG's, guys.
In the trilogy, similar to the show's regular format, Family Guy's cast takes over the—
But is having fun at the core of crossovers? Was this a special form of artistic expression that was ruined by big business?
No.
No. No, it was never that.
No, it's never been that.
The start of superhero crossover comics in the 1940s was to sell comic books.
The start of the Universal Monster movie crossovers was to sell movie tickets by capitalizing on the
There we
success
go.
of the previous hits.
Most television crossovers from the
Big
1980s to the
dub.
2020s were used as a way to intermix audiences of two shows on the same network or cable channel. Crossovers have always been, and probably will always be, two things. One big commercial. for
What?
the
It
two
worked!
parts
Awesome!
participating, And also
Nice.
something that
Oh,
can be
yeah.
quite collaborative and creative. Even though it advertises both parts, it presents a really interesting challenge.
A challenge that begins with the same idea, mashing two things together, but comes with wildly different solutions.
Usually the structure and challenges of writing the episode is informed not only by whether the shows share the same creator or network, but also what audiences feel about both shows. The genre can keep equal parts fun and interesting, while also being a big
Timer
cash
started.
grab.
It
Hell
really
yeah.
depends on who the creatives are working on it.
Gotta make
just like
that.
anything made in the entertainment industry.
Wow, guys. That was
Hell yeah.
You've been here the whole time? We said you could go.
Yeah, I thought,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought I'd just kind of hang out
GG.
and listen. You know?
Fucking knuckleball gamer. Get out of here!
Go!
Awesome, awesome.
Yes, sir. Gotta make sure we get you home safe, Mr. Glide.
The club. Dancing. Sweat. Loud music. A bag of papers. That could be a good joke.
Sure. But before social media destroyed our prepubescent minds, a different type of social network became the talk of the playground. That, of course, was Club Penguin.
You begin by creating your very own page. As fourth graders, this was the first online avatar and account you ever had. And as a dumb kid, creating your penguin felt really exciting as you prepped to explore the island. Now doing it as a 27-year-old, did it feel like I was trying to pump nostalgia into my veins to relive a time that's long past? No.
Once you're in, the entire island is open to you. A giant frozen playground with mini games to play and people to meet. But just like the real world, you need money to do anything fun. So forget about child labor laws, it's time to get to work. The only way to earn coins is to play the mini games on the island. Some of these are themed to working a job like Pizzatron 3000, where you make pizza on a conveyor belt that moves way too fast for your mouse to make the orders on time.
You could also get a job at the coffee shop, tasked with catching sacks of coffee beans behind the store. But watch out, the guy in the truck wants to fucking kill you. While you stand there waiting to catch heavy sacks of beans, he tosses flower pots, giant fish, and anvils at your head. Buddy, what are you doing? We're on the same team here. If you want to toss the anvil at anyone, do it at the CEO of the coffee company, not me working in the back.
But once you make some coins, what can you do?
The gift shop in the town square would include a monthly catalog of new and old items to customize your penguin. Right now, the fan servers running rotate old monthly catalogs. So on the day of recording this, it's the October catalog, full of Halloween costumes.
Coins also allow you to buy your very own puffle, and other shops have their own catalogs. This one features houses, accessories, care items, and toys for your puffle.
Where you putting the
There
clean
is
clothes,
a
Dad?
dark class undertone to Club Penguin that we experienced as
That's
children.
empty?
Now,
That
this
was
is
empty
the
beforehand?
admirable aspect.
Here,
that
bro.
Club Penguin refused to open online advertising to children.
We always knew.
Oh, no, nobody's coming this way.
Even from the
That's
beginning.
fine by me. I need another clean sweep anyway. Okay, perfect. There's more clothes on my bed that
I
are
can't
clean
even
in the
see
hamper as well. That I didn't.
Challenges, because I got fucking 3 poison one.
I did not. Oh, well, you care about wrinkles. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay.
We're clear.
Oh, GG again.
GG.
Yeah, right.
Beginning, because one of our core beliefs and core values was around not advertising to young kids, you know, especially when they don't understand the difference between what's an ad and what's not.
But Club Penguin was a website that needed revenue, so they set up a membership system within the game. $5.95 a month, and you could earn yourself your very own Club Penguin membership.
So those catalogs we mentioned with all that cool stuff, basically everything was locked behind a Club Penguin membership, leaving non-members to wait for special events and free items to allow themselves to customize past their basic color.
Even the entire Igloo furniture catalog was locked behind the membership, so customizing your Igloo was a membership-only feature.
Now as adults, we actually prefer this business practice for children. Let kids with rich parents fund the free game so it can continue to be free and ad-free for every child. But as kids ourselves in 2006, you'd need to clear 2 Herculean tasks to become a member. 1. Have parents that would shell out $5.95 a month just for you to get a cool jacket in the cartoon Penguin game. And since we were fraternal twins, that charge instantly doubles to $11.90 a month. There was absolutely no chance in hell our parents were gonna pay $142 a year, $227 adjusted for inflation, just for us to be a unique shade of blue in Club Penguin. Number 2. This was also the mid-2000s, before streaming service subscriptions, before everyone had an Amazon Prime account. The concept of entering your credit card info online or any information about yourself was terrifying to parents.
So for most kids, the game sort of had a class system that resembled their real-life parents' socioeconomic status. Members even had access to exclusive parties within the game that those stupid fucking loser non-members couldn't go to. Entire areas would be locked off from you if you didn't join. Like during a holiday event, if you tried to get into the new bakery kitchen, you'd be stopped by a pop-up message that reads, "You must be a member to enter the bakery kitchen. We'd love for you to join." As a member, you can serve cookies wearing a special apron, bake a deluxe gingerbread igloo, and join the bakery staff. I want a special apron. I want a deluxe gingerbread igloo.
In a way, Club Penguin was hitting us with the same financial issues that we were dealing with socially. Like when one of our upper middle class friends made fun of me when he found out the only Hollister shirt I owned came from Plato's Closet, a secondhand store. It's the same shirt. It's the same fucking shirt at a lower price. That's just good business. I'm just kidding, that's not his real name.
Or is it? One of our friends, who like us normally never had a membership, asked for it as a gift for his birthday, and we were so fucking jealous of all the cool shit he had. His igloo was full of furniture and customization, while I was stuck with these boring, white, insane asylum walls. At least give me a Bob Marley poster, a Pulp Fiction poster, anything.
Sorry guys, Tony just texted me while sitting right next to me and said Tony needs a brand new igloo in the Hamptons. I guess a quick word from our sponsor.
Hi, I'm Tiny Tony, and Incogni paid to be the sponsor of this video. Tiny Tony hates the fact that everyone's personal data is being bought and sold by data brokers behind the scenes. Data brokers sell this information that results in targeting you with robocalls, AI voices mimicking people's family members, and some data brokers have even been charged with conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud for intentionally supplying data lists of elderly and vulnerable people to scammers. Tiny Tony will come out with that. While data brokers affect everyone, people search sites are an issue that's particular to the US, and they come with their own set of risks. Anyone can access your personal information using people search sites. It doesn't include just marketing companies, but also potential employers.
This Preston
landlords,
one's
or
supposed.
Incogni reaches out to data brokers on your behalf, requests your personal data removal, and deals with any objections from their side. So use Burback Deal for...
Listen, they were there. Yeah, they were sitting there for. All right. Okay, all right. I won't do it. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that worked out well.
Yeah.
You want Greystone or La Plata, Biggie?
Maybe Greystone, because we can also hit Hellborn. I think it's north of Greystone.
Sounds good.
$60% off an annual plan by clicking the link in the description. Incogni is available risk-free for 30 days, meaning anyone can try it out for themselves and get a full refund if they aren't happy with the service. Once again, that's code BURBACKDEAL for 60% off, link in the description.
It's white.
Okay, back to the video and have a tiny day. One of the most unique parts
Copy
of
that. I'm gonna
Fundays,
grab this
especially
sleeve real quick.
so
I'll come
early
to
on,
you.
was in how the world was constantly changing. And a lot of that change came in the form of events. I remember them teasing the first fall fair by leaving crates of decorations in the lighthouse. New Horizons would constantly tease future events and Easter eggs in the world, and in their in-world newspaper, the Club Penguin Times.
What's crazy is that the Club Penguin Times actually did real journalism and broke a lot of...
Yeah, dude. This was the
We were
third
recently
one
playing
in
one
a
of the
row
fan
I've
servers.
gotten
They were
today,
running the
literally.
fall fair.
Hell yeah,
Really
brother.
transformed the
Yeah.
island. The town was covered in new signs
another
and lights.
Gucci?
There were new areas added,
Yeah.
like a circus tent
nice.
where Puffles performed a show, and a Ferris wheel that gave you a view of the whole island.
Oh,
I
we'll
even
use
had
it
a
up.
beautiful moment with another player.
The forest was filled with tents that had different brand new mini games that you could play. I used to love the fall fair.
Oh, people right
It was
here.
really fun to have added mini games to the game I was
They're
already logging
right
into
next
all
to
the
me.
time. And playing those games would
If
give
you have to shoot them if you can. Because we'll be
If
there.
they cross my path, I will murk them. Alright, they're getting close. Real close.
Coming.
We can rest off of that.
Wow, I fucking diffed that. Holy crap.
Ah, nice try.
Nice try.
GG's.
GG's.
What is that?
For young kids. What would young kids do if they were given the set of a coffee shop or a gift shop? They play pretend. They're kids.
And there were events for everything. Winter festivals, pizza parties, summer parties, a sports party, a medieval party, a music jam, and a puzzle party.
Looking back on these as adults in 2024, it's kind of shocking to look at a free game for kids whose main focus was just to make it as fun for them as possible. Sure, they were selling memberships, but the development seemed focused on harboring a safe and imaginative environment for a young audience. In the games industry, this is not normal.
And this wasn't a it was a very intentional and responsible relationship they cultivated with the kids playing.
The team at New Horizons actually had a policy where they would read and reply to every single email that was sent in about the campaign.
But this team wasn't just about customer service and answering emails. They were really at the heart of everything that we were doing. They were so dedicated and so passionate that at its peak, this team was responding to over 20,000 emails a day.
This back and forth between the young audience and the developers was absolutely felt by us at the time. People in chat would share a rumor about, say, a pirate ship for a year, and then suddenly a pirate would come to the island with a big event.
One of my favorite stories is around how we ended up coming up with ninjas and launching ninjas in the world. You know, ninjas originally, the only real reference we had to them was on our original homepage.
Do we want to switch bounties, or are we going to run north?
That was it.
I
The
say
kids,
switch swap.
regardless, kept
All
coming
right.
up with ideas and stories around, you know, every time we'd have like a bug in the world or there'd be a little glitch, I bet it was the ninjas.
This spawned a multi-year back and forth between the kids who played Club Penguin and the team making it. Kids would joke about a ninja doing something in the game or create a rumor about them, and then suddenly the developers would put in an Easter egg about a ninja in the game. And after years of back and forth of this community-wide inside joke, they turned it into a fresh and new part of the game. And the best example of this is Club Penguin's most popular update of all time, Card Jitsu.
Card Jitsu is unlike anything else in Club Penguin. To top off the years of ninja rumors, New Horizons created a competitive card game with a full ranked system. It's sort of like a complex game of rock, paper, scissors. Cards are either fire, snow, or water. Snow freezes water, water extinguishes fire, and the fire melts ice. If both players use a card with the same element...
Did you just kill that with silenced ammo? Okay.
To win, you either need all three elements in different colors, or one element in three different colors.
Playing this again was actually a really fun time until we finally progressed to the ranked mode. Tony won our first match, which placed him in a higher bracket than me, and no one else was on the fan server playing ranked, so we just could never play a game again. In the summer of 2006, another cool update arrived to the island and quickly became our favorite part of the game. For some reason, the early 2000s was obsessed with media set around kids who had a double life as a secret agent. The two of us ate that shit up. Codename Kids Next Door, Spy Kids, and Agent Code Saber were some of our favorites.
We wanted a secret hidden spy HQ so badly as kids that we once printed out custom Codename Kids Next Door spy badges and converted our tiny closet into our very own headquarters.
And yeah, before you comment it, we know, that's adorable. We were adorable. It's okay.
When Club Penguin started a mini quest to uncover a secret penguin spy agency, we were all over that. The Penguin secret agent missions were point-and-click adventures that had you investigating different mysteries around the island. The very first mission was helping Aunt Arctic find her missing Puffle. It also introduced you to Gary the ski shop clerk, who reveals himself to be a part of the secret agent organization and becomes a recurring character throughout all of them.
Now the missions were never very complicated, but they have you exploring the entire island from a different perspective, filling the world that kids normally walk around in with new hidden details around the island with animations that were much higher quality than the regular game, which makes it much more engaging to look around for clues and items that will help you solve puzzles. You also run into other penguins that you can talk to, and it adds a lot of life to the game that typically is only there socially with other kids.
But the most important aspect of these missions is that they had an overarching story with an antagonist.
The course of a year and a half, which to a fourth grader is 30 years. He becomes the main antagonist, and along with his crab sidekick Klutzy, continues to plot and plan to take over the island. Why does he want to take over the island? To warm the because he's cold. Yeah, no need to plan, but the human race has got you covered.
After years of missions, things escalate to eventually causing an island-wide blackout during Operation Blackout. We had stopped playing at this point, but with some research, it looks like he kept trying to fuck everything up. He kidnapped Gary in 2012, #Gary2012. He was Darth Vader at one point.
I don't know, man. We were too old for this stuff. But if you really want to beat Herbert, just keep generating AI images, and the data centers that give you Mario drinking a beer and smoking a cigarette will melt Herbert's habitat right away.
By 2007, Club Penguin had become a household name, specifically for households with kids aged 6 to 14. And on the business side, the membership model was a complete success.
So much so that it sparked the interest of one of the biggest companies in the world.
What? Sorry, I don't know. That was supposed to be Mickey
Why
Mouse.
is it me?
I don't know. That was supposed
Why
to be
is it me? On August 1st, 2007, Disney announced in an earnings call that they had purchased Club Penguin and New Horizon Interactive for $350 million. Disney CEO Bob Iger told investors on the day of the purchase, "This acquisition is consistent with our strategy of leveraging technology to create and deliver high-quality entertainment around the world and our commitment to investing our capital to generate growth and value for our shareholders. I can feel the Disney magic already."
Now, $350 million is a lot of money. It's like the revenue from 2 of our videos combined.
According to Disney at the time, since its launch in October 2005, award-winning Club Penguin has grown to more than 700,000 current paid subscribers and has achieved this remarkable subscriber and user growth with very limited marketing efforts, relying mostly on strong product and word-of-mouth awareness among kids. This site has more than 12 million activated users,
I hate this approach so much, but
and is one of the fastest-growing online destinations for kids ages 6 to 14.
Disney had already been trying to break this Toontown, Pirates of the Caribbean Online, and Pixie Hollow. But you're Disney in the 21st century. If you can't compete with something popular, just buy it. You can buy anything. One day you'll own it all. The Mouse lovingly described Club Penguin in their acquisition by saying, "The site features animated penguin avatars that inhabit a snow-covered virtual world, converse with other users, participate in group activities, and create and furnish a virtual home with currency earned inside the game." Under Disney's reign, the world of Club Penguin continued to grow.
I already got banned.
Continued as it did before the acquisition. But at the same time, the player base began to decline. Speaking from experience, we just got older. In middle school, we got an Xbox 360, and Club Penguin started to feel like a stupid kid game for babies. We were men now. We played Halo 3 and unknowingly signed up to social media companies giving them our personal data as minors.
And unfortunately for the brains of the youth of the world, kids started to have iPod Touches, iPhones, and iPads. So the era of socializing as a young kid on the family computer began to die, as every kid had access to the internet in their pocket.
Now, as a kid, you were never limited to staying on kid-friendly sites while your parents were in the room.
I got a beetle.
I know. Good thing we stopped that and kids aren't immediately shoved out into a virtual version of the adult world with almost no restrictions.
There's a bunch of traps.
Before they can even spell, allowing them to properly develop in the real world without being exposed to the radiation that is social media.
Don't look like there's that much on the first floor.
So much so that they're completely
There is or is not a lot on the first
There isn't. It's just right here. That doorway does have one trap in
the
it.
brains of their children.
Yeah, my kid's friend doesn't want him to be a loser.
Killed my beetle. I've got another.
Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and Cartoon Network was mostly over.
He's by that doorway.
Websites and games. By 2013, the original pitch of Club Penguin was
Tagged one.
At 16 ourselves, we weren't getting on Club Penguin anymore.
On stairwell.
The version of Club Penguin in Boston was very different from the one Disney's Walk Club Penguin.
Out of the way! Ah! What are you doing?
You want to kiss or something?
No, I'm fucking dying.
A look at the catalog every few months would be full
The ugliest and most hilarious customizable
Look at Beatles.
I've ever seen in a video game. They even rebranded the entire world to be Star Wars themed for their Star Wars event in 2013 to celebrate Disney's purchase of Lucasfilm. And I say, you can just buy it. Now you may consider that everything that they do is great for kids.
Oh,
A game
no.
free of advertising.
Especially when they don't understand the difference.
But in the business world, we call that synergy. Sure, it's a big ad.
He's gonna get his
Using the game
teammate
to
in.
increase brand awareness and create a good revenue flow for this.
We're going.
In this segment. Don't you
Oh,
think
rip.
fourth
GG's
graders
though.
just wants to play the Penguin game? Don't you think it'll be a good quarter? I'm gonna cut myself a fat bonus this year and lay off half the company. Whip out your fucking wallet right now. I make a shit ton of money. I'm in debt. I'm irresponsible with it. I bought a yacht. I live in Texas, not on the coast. Middle of the state. I live in the dead center coordinates of Texas. They parked the yacht on my driveway.
On January 31st, 2017, after nearly 10 years of ownership, Disney announced that they would be shutting down Club Penguin to make way for their new mobile app, Club Penguin Island. An entirely new world built from the ground up with mobile phones in mind. It was clear that Disney didn't want people to choose between the two and was attempting to force everyone over to the new service.
People were heartbroken over the announcement, and many logged onto their old account for the first time in years to attend the final event in the game. And during the entire run of Club Penguin's history, there was one rumor so common that it became an inside joke for any kid who played it at one point. Early on, some kid somewhere started spreading the rumor that if you got enough people to go to the iceberg and walk to one side, it would tip over. In New Horizons fashion, the joke would pop up every once in a while in the world, furthering the rumor that if you got enough people to go to the iceberg and walk to one side, it would tip over. In New Horizons fashion, the joke would pop up every once in a while in the world, furthering the rumor and joke even more. For real, anytime you logged on, if you went to the iceberg, there was always a group of people trying to do it and swearing it was possible in chat. That's just how common it was.
So for the final event, the Watalon Party, New Horizons finally allowed the people who enjoyed their game for over 10 years the chance to tip the iceberg. This event was talked about all over the internet, with thousands of people now coming back to the game and begging Disney to keep the servers up. But the plan to shift Club Penguin to the new app was already in effect.
It's not entirely shocking why Disney would do this though. Like we said, the original Club Penguin was declining in players every year and they wanted to attract new kids. And at the same time, a year earlier, Google had announced that it would begin phasing out support for Flash Player, which Club Penguin ran on. So as times rapidly changed and the bones of the original game was going away, this seemed like it would be a pretty decent move. That being said, Club Penguin Island was ugly.
The designs of Club Penguin didn't translate very well to 3D. Just one look at the town square or the island as a whole made it very clear that they had shifted the art style to be more fantasy.
Original Club Penguin before Disney makes total sense from a design perspective to anyone trying the game for the first time. Penguins in the cold snow, a town in the winter, a ski resort, an ice rink, makes sense to me. Fantasy seems like a whole new thing that doesn't smoothly work with the theme.
The camera was also clearly designed to be as easy as possible for everyone to use, but I ended up fighting constantly just to see. So I can never look where I want to and I can't see where anyone is. Compared to the original where there was only one view, so you could see everyone that was in the room with you. Can you tell me where I am right now? Because I can't. And all of the penguins talk now. In fact, they won't shut up.
I'm Captain Rockhopper, and this be the Migrator, finest ship at sea.
We're clearly not the only ones who felt this way, because on December 20th, 2018, just a year and 8 months from when it had launched, Club Penguin Island shut down. And for Disney, that was basically the end of Club Penguin. The official website is gone, the YouTube channel was wiped and deleted, it's as if it never existed. Keep in mind, like we've explained, this wasn't a project that Disney started and then wiped from existence. It's something that they bought, made their money, and then decided it was too good of a property to sell, but not good enough of a property to pay attention to. So it got pulled from the shelf and locked away in a dark room, maybe forever.
But there was a generation of people who had Club Penguin as a part of the best years of their childhood. And if there's one thing that gets people excited, angry, or both at the same time online, it's nostalgia.
It became clear very quickly that millions of people were deeply unhappy about Disney shutting down Club Penguin forever. There's even a YouTube video with 17 million views showing the final moments the servers were live. Disney, however, is a billion-dollar corporation, and they have tons of properties and businesses with millions of fans. So when an audience that could sustain a small games company for a lifetime makes noise to a titan like Disney, they just don't have to listen.
But the Club Penguin community survived with the rise of private servers. Club Penguin private servers are versions of the game independent from Disney that are run by fans. These unknown people were able to save a lot of the art and assets of the original Club Penguin and recreate the entire game on their own private server. As of writing this video, there are 17 active Club Penguin private servers. Each one is run independently with its own code, Club Penguin mirror is.
Some servers look like Club Penguin when it shut down, with all the Disney additions and cross-promotions that they added over the years. Some servers only update to what people consider the golden era, more around when we played it as kids. Some even add their own content, create new events, and add quality-of-life features that the original never had.
One of the servers that had a quick rise to prominence was Club Penguin Rewritten, which immediately started being developed by 3 college students when Disney announced the end of Club Penguin. The private server actually released a month before
the community interest in Club Penguin, sparked by the threat of its erasure, had pumped new life into the community. And when COVID quarantine hit and all the older millennials and Gen Xers were making bread, Younger millennials headed back to Club Penguin. At its peak, they were getting 30,000 signups every single day. They even held new events like a concert for the real-life soccer mom.
So Club Penguin survived. It's doing well. And best of all, memberships are completely free for all users so they can enjoy the game like their rich friends when they were kids. Sounds great, right? Well, not exactly.
Before you run to any of these fan servers, we need to warn you. Without a major company behind the game, there isn't the best guarantee that your email and password won't be leaked at some point. Security online costs money. Running game servers costs money. And to cover that cost out of pocket as a fan would be an insane personal investment. This forced the people of Rewritten to make the biggest mistake you possibly can on Earth when dealing with running something as a fan. They tried to make their own money off of something Disney owns. To offset server costs, Club Penguin Rewritten tried to run ads on their website, but the second you make a single fucking cent on something that Mickey Mouse owns, they will make sure that you eventually pay for it.
Rewritten had been running ads for about 5 years when 11 police arrested 3 people involved and seized the website on suspicion of distributing materials infringing copyright.
Now don't get us wrong, it sucks that Disney shut down the original Club Penguin. It also sucks that the only place to play it is on a fan server that Disney also shut down. But like, it is a problem. I don't agree on the copyright law for sure, but like they were aware that they were infringing on the copyright when they were running the fan server. There's just kind of the hope that Disney would be chill about it, and Disney's never chill about it.
Historically, they're not very chill about it. Company interested in running. But when that process hasn't gone through official channels, you just have no clue who's running the fan website and what their intentions are. The real problem comes when you have a game that targets kids, run by people who are fans, who are not equipped for the responsibility of maintaining a safe environment for them.
Original Club Penguin is famously the most moderated website maybe in history. Every kid got banned at least once for trying to say damn.
And it's not just moderation, it's giving their personal information to a random fan server. Just while making this video, I got an email from one of the private servers that all the info I used to sign up had been compromised. Thankfully, I used a fake email for my March of the Penguins account.
And this just shows how much constant effort goes into keeping something like Club Penguin a safe space for kids. The original game was built from the ground up on the very idea of safety. Lance and Lane's original 2-page pitch to make Club Penguin even includes that idea as the very first bullet point.
And there's really nothing like Club Penguin today.
The only two that you can really make a comparison to in popularity are maybe Roblox and Fortnite.
Roblox is a child safety hellscape. They are constantly being investigated for harboring communities that are unsafe for children. Like shit that's so bad that we can't even say it in this video. A lot of people now have tons of happy memories playing Roblox with their friends, but it doesn't have the same focus on keeping the space fun, safe, and imaginative for children playing. Hindenburg research released a scathing report that included them saying,
overall, we think Roblox has adopted the Silicon Valley approach of growth at all costs, whether by misleading or outright lying to investors about its key metrics, or by opening its platform to dangerous predators and illicit content unsuitable for kids. Just because you are slaying just to impress doesn't mean that there should also be a safe option out there with you. Fortnite, however, is a much safer place online for sure, but another reason Club Penguin was so special is because it didn't shake down kids and their parents' credit cards so
Dude.
There was a membership like Fortnite's Battle Pass, but it was $6. On top of that, there were constantly free items given to you in the game. I never had a membership, and after years of playing, I had a bunch of customizable items. Fortnite Battle Pass is $9.50 a season. Adjusted for inflation, that actually comes out to something pretty similar. But that doesn't give you an open door to every item in the game. Most skins in the item shop are $15 to $20 each, and that's not if you want to get a bigger pack of items. Do you want the Iron Man skin in Club Penguin? That would be $6 for 1 month. You buy it with in-game coins. You want the Iron Man skin in Fortnite? That's going to be $15 just for this item. If you wanted to get the customization that you could get from Club Penguin memberships in Fortnite, you would be spending thousands of dollars a year.
But original Club Penguin also couldn't avoid the temptations of squeezing money out of the children's players.
The business was simply too big, and once Disney bought them, the business was no longer just a place to play online that could thrive financially through its membership. It had to be.
Or we can look at it now as a popular hobby. It was a moderated, fun, free website that a kid could access on a supervised family computer.
That website was simply too successful for its own good and caught the attention of the biggest entertainment beast that the world has ever seen. And this was a game that wasn't made for or ready to transition to a younger generation on their phones. It's unfair to people born after us that they were given an iPad as a young kid. It's also unfair that people our age were sucked into social media right as we hit puberty. But that just seems to be the world that adults have created for the kids who inhabit it. If it's not making a ton of money, what's good for kids generally is not incentivized. You can see it in things like Roblox and in Fortnite.
The purpose of this video is not to say that things were awesome when we were young and what kids like now sucks. Club Penguin was a special pocket of something really cool that doesn't seem to be possible today.
And that is why, Mom, Dad, it would be a smart investment to get us our very own Club Penguin memberships. Please, oh my God, please.
It's not that much money.
It's just like $5.95. Please, 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 please.